Michele Wright, and my seminar topic today is the challenges of women in Christian education leadership. I am author of the book, Dear Success Seeker, and my testimony, among others, have inspired me to write this. So if you haven't read it, I see a lot of people I know out there. Take the opportunity to read it because, and it ties into the topic, again, the challenges of women in Christian education. I mean, these women talk about overcoming challenges in all aspects. But regardless of the roadblocks in life, you have to push on and you have to be successful. You know, my personal motto in life is, if I can't move beyond that, which I have already mastered, then I would never grow. This implies that success has no finish line. It is a continuous process. You know, it's an uphill battle. It comes down to how bad do you want it. I've been blessed to really interview and research some of the top thinkers and leaders in the world. And in the process of doing that, I've been able to come up with some common characteristics that I believe will help you be successful. There's 7 tips that I've surmised for success. And actually, they spell success coming down. Seek ye first, understand and determine your success roadmap. Commit and dedicate yourself. Continuously improve your skills. Exemplify credibility, integrity, and a positive attitude. I love that one. Seize the moment, strive for excellence. And as I go through these, I would encourage each and every one of you to do a self-assessment as far as where you stand and where you can even go higher. Now the first one, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And this includes both spiritual and material fruits of success. Now, why do I put emphasis on both natural and spiritual success? You know, God is a God of balance, and I truly believe that true success is being natural, encompasses both natural and spiritual. Now, let me say, when I say natural, I don't mean from a carnal-minded perspective. Everything has to be godly. But you have people that say, I'm successful, I have all the money in the world, but they don't have love, joy, peace, happiness, temperance, gentleness, faith, goodness, and all the fruits of the Spirit. Then you have people that say, hey, I'm holy, I'm spiritual, I'm so spiritual, I'm no earthly good. So they spending all their time caught up in the Spirit, but then they're not living easy, they're not walking in prosperity. And keep in mind, what does the Bible tell us? Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So that implies God wants us to have both natural and spiritual success. I put up here, God is not mocked. And this is what I mean. If you're going to just seek God for his benefits, for his rewards, and it's going to be in vain. God is a God of order. We seek God first because the Bible tells us to fear God and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. Then the byproduct of seeking God first is his benefits, his rewards, the natural success, the spiritual success. Now, this is what was interesting. I became intrigued with features and benefits. When I got into pharmaceutical sales about 13 years ago, I thought engineering was difficult. Pharmaceutical is on a whole different level because you have to be prepared to sit down with a medical physician that's had 12, 16 years of education and be able to talk to them on their level. So it's extensive training. Well, I spent about 2-3 months in the field. I was in New York, I was in Atlanta, Dallas, getting all this medical training. And I come back and I think I know it all. So my boss says, I'm coming to ride with you. And the knowledge was just flowing in my head. I was ready. So he came in. We went to a medical physician. I sit up there and I tell you all, I regurgitated everything I ever learned. I was so proud. And walking out, I was kind of puffed. Couldn't wait to get to the car for him to tell me how great I was. And he looked at me, he said, what do you think went well? What do you think went wrong? And I was like, well, why do you ask? He said, well, how do you think the car went? I was like, well, why do you ask? I was getting sensitive. This is what he told me. He said, it's not just about knowledge. It's not just about features. If you can't relate it to what's in it for the physician, his patients, his staff, it means nothing. It's just nothing but something that sounds good. That has had an impact on me for years to come. And you know, I applied that, and I ended up being the #1 salesperson in the nation. So again, you can have both natural and spiritual success. But what impressed me about God, God is the ultimate salesperson. I came up with a revelation as far as features and benefits, but let me give you a little more insight first. A feature is an action that is implemented or instituted. And the benefit is the consequence of actually implementing that action. So let me give you some examples. If you look in the Bible, and I put the features in blue and the benefits in black. So God tells us, if you seek me first, all these things are added on to you. You see the feature, you see the benefit. If you diligently seek me, I will reward you. You see the feature, you see the benefit. If you walk uprightly, no good thing will I withhold from you. You see the feature, you see the benefit. Delight thyself in the Lord, and what was the benefit? You all are getting it. Now I like this one. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Now remember what I said earlier? Too much is given, much is required. Some of these are not easy, amen? Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him. That's a pretty extensive feature. But what is the benefit? Ooh, y'all got it. Now, these may be my favorites. If my people, which are called by my name, now look what they have to do. Humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. Too much is given, much is required. The result, I will hear from heaven and forgive their sin and heal the land. But the last two are definitely my two favorites. If ye be willing and obedient, a simple enough feature, ye shall eat the good of the land. And here's the all-time favorite. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask whatever ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Who can beat God when it comes to sales? I think God deserves a hand of applause. But the interesting thing about God, and I want to put emphasis on this and then I move on. God is a God of order. He first makes it about him, then he makes it about you. That's why the Bible says, as a man soweth, that shall he reap. It doesn't say, as you reap, then you shall sow. So God is a God of order. The next one is understand and determine your success roadmap. It is virtually impossible to map the route to where you are going unless you have first determined where it is that you desire to travel. You must strategically map your path to success. And if you think about each of you that came here today, and I know it's at least 100 plus people in the sanctuary, did anyone just get up and lucked up and got to this convention? Okay, you had to make plans, when you were leaving, how you were getting there, where you were staying. Well, the same holds true with success. You have to roadmap it, and that's where your vision comes in. But the Bible has a revelation about vision. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people will perish. But it also tells you to write the vision and make it plain. Write down what you desire in life. My sister brought back to my remembrance my high school memory book. She told me 10 years ago at my high school reunion, she said, you achieved everything but your PhD. She said, you know, we all thought it was funny when you wrote down all these things that you were going to do. But you know what? When she brought it back to my remembrance, I said, I gave life to it. And then I had to call her back and say, hey, I got the PhD too, so that's a check in the box. Y'all can clap for that. But everybody have your affirmations, and don't always be quick to share them with people, because sometimes people can discourage you. Be careful who's in your ear. You know, I want people to tell me I can walk on water. I may can't, but at least convince me that I can. Because the word says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Amen? And all means all, right? Commit and dedicate yourself. Commit and dedicate yourself to finding your passion in life. I had to move forward for the sake of time. But if any one thing resonated throughout the book, Dear Success Seeker, from Camille Cosby, who wrote the foreword to the book, to Gail King, who I was blessed to do an exclusive interview, to Billie Jean King, to Susan Taylor, and the list goes on. They said, do what you love and pursue your passion. As it says here, your passion is your purpose and success is your destiny. Again, this is the cover of my book. And again, pursue your passion, do what you love. For the sake of time, and these were some quotes, and there's some wonderful spiritual women in the book, including Joyce Meyer, Della Reese, Shirley Caesar, the list goes on. So definitely, again, don't miss the opportunity to get Dear Success Seeker. But even the women in the world offer invaluable pearls of success. You know, so treasure each and every letter in the book, whether they are a woman of faith or not. It will benefit you. Because as Billie Jean King says, let your passion and purpose in life lead you to countless opportunities. But I want to go forward to what Susan Taylor said. And she used to be the editor for years at Essence Magazine. She says, the heart is where God lives in us. So when we follow our heart, our passion, we are led to infinite abundance. You know that each moment is a gift, a powerful and precious one, and that your passion is your divine assignment. Do what you love, do it for you, and if you choose, do it for others. And I think that's what it's all about. It's not just about us. It's about giving back and setting a legacy for generations to come. Continuously improve your skills. How many of you in here have ever felt like the photograph on this slide, where everything just feels like it's an uphill battle? Well, I like this because I said continuously improve your skills through hard work, determination, and faith. And I want to skip down and utilize all your assets. Let me touch base on that one quickly. Wait. You know, sometimes in life, we got to really be careful of wanting what God has for someone else. If we ever tap into really appreciating and embracing that what God has for us is for us, we will go to a supernatural level in our life we can't even begin to imagine. This is why the Bible says, for we are many members in one body, and we are many members that all do not have the same office. And I want to tell you, each in here, you are all unique, one of a kind. And if you don't believe me, look around and tell me if you see another you. I just thought of that. I thought it was impressive. Okay. So anyway, again, continuously improve your skills. Why do I put emphasis on continuously improve? Success has no finish line. It is a continuous process. And this is my personal motto. I shared it with you earlier. If I can't move beyond that which I have already mastered, then I will never grow. Now, I want to put emphasis on faith hard work, and determination. And this is going to help a lot of you. I meet so many people that say, oh, God's going to do it. God's going to give me that million. God's going to give me this. It's going to make it happen. And I listen to them like, okay, we'll see. And let me tell you why I say we'll see. The Bible, and here's another feature and benefit. Matthew 7:7. Ask, it shall be given. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open. Well, I had a revelation about incorporating what I feel to be 3 essentials to success: faith, hard work, and determination. If you think about it, you can't ask without faith, you can't seek without hard work, and you can't knock without determination. Y'all can clap on that one. But interesting enough, I got a phone call from another author and lecturer I met when I was at the International Convention in Atlanta, Dr. Johnson. I don't know how many of you all know Dr. Johnson. But he called me Saturday and he said, well, I believe the 3 essentials to success is plan, will, and skill. And when I got off the phone with him, I said, oh my God. I went straight to my formula. And then I realized you can't ask and have faith without a plan. You can't seek and work hard without developing a skill. And you can't knock and have determination without having will. Isn't that amazing how it all ties in? I didn't have to take the cap on that. That's why faith without works is dead. That's why people tell me God's going to do this, God's going to do that. You all, God is a God that does exceeding abundantly above anything we can ask or think. I know that, but you still got to do your part. That's why it says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He delighteth in his way. It doesn't say God picks you up. It said the steps are ordered. That means he's instructs, and then you have to actually act and implement. Dr. Johnson also told me, and this was interesting, I never put percentages to anything, but he said, Michele, I truly believe that success is 1% aspiration and 99% perspiration. I said, well, how can you surmise that? He said, if you think about it, aspiration is faith, and all you need is faith of a mustard seed. It doesn't require much. So that motivated me to come up with my own perspective. So just as faith without works is dead, just as the body without the spirit is dead, Michele says talk without action is dead also. I got a question for you all. Y'all can clap, that's fine. I got a question for you. This is self-assessment time. Are you talk or are you action? Now, are you a creator or implementer? Rick, and I mentioned him to you earlier, my boss when I first got into pharmaceuticals 13, 14 years ago. Rick was #1 in the country 5 years straight. So when I came on, we had to go to a national meeting. I believe it was here in Dallas. This was back in '96. He gets up in front of the entire nation and proceeds to tell them everything he's done to be #1. I was devastated. Because being new on the team, I'm like, well, give me a chance to come in and be, #1 too. I'm kind of competitive. I know you all would never imagine that. So he comes back to the table, and I'm kind of looking just devastated. He said, Michele, what's the problem? I said, Rick, how are you going to tell everybody in the nation our secrets? How dare you? He said, Michele, it's not about what you know. It's about what you do with it. He said, I'm not #1 because of this. I'm #1 because I know how to put it in action. And from that day forward, I made up my mind, I'm not going to be a creator. How many people said, oh, I got a good idea. Oh, I think we should do this. Oh, I think we should do that. It never goes past that. An implementer is putting it in action as they're thinking about it. And that way, you can just do it. So when it's all said and done, you can say, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. You see how it ties back into hard work, determination, and faith? Don't you all think that's pretty neat? Now, this is really special, so I want people to pay attention. Exemplify credibility, integrity, and a positive attitude. How many people got a positive attitude in here? Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay. Well, you know, the Bible tells us that the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. But even in that, what's interesting, if you read further in Proverbs, it says a good name is rather to be chosen than even wealth. So as much as God wants us to have the fruits of wealth, he said even beyond that, your good name is most important. You can't put more emphasis on a good name, and that's where credibility and integrity comes into mind. So, on that note, I have some questions for you, and this is your self-assessment. How is your spirit? How is your countenance? How is your character? What do people say about you when you enter a room? Better yet, what do people say about you when you leave a room? Can you be trusted? Is your word your bond? Like God's word is his bond. You know, God cannot lie. If he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. I'm thinking now, Michele, you made a commitment you haven't stuck to. I'm supposed to buy somebody a lap desk. I need to do that. My word is my bond. And let me tell you something. I learned this the hard way in 6th grade. In 6th grade, and this is another of the women that's in my book, Dr. Laura Ann Sounds. She became nationally famous. She was my neighbor because she started the National Black Nurses Association. She's dead now. She died about 2 years ago. In 6th grade, I had a play, and I needed a purple purse and a purple scarf. I was so excited. I came to Dr. Sam's. I said, can I get a scarf and a purse? She said, sure, Michele. She said, you know, I've been long friends with your family. Go in there and take your pick. I went in there, and as I was walking home, she was like 4 houses down. I said, I got me a purse. I got me a scarf. So a month went by, 2 months went by. I kept looking at my purse and my scarf. I was so excited. She came to me. She said that this was 6th grade, and this has impacted me for a lifetime. She said, Michele, let me have a talk with you. I said, I sure hope she's not trying to take my purse and my scarf. She said, you know I'm not messed up about money. This is not about money. It's not about the object. It's about you. No matter what you think people have, if you borrow it, be a person of your word and return it. Now don't get my purse and scarf. You know, she made me give it back. You know, I still have trouble dealing with it, but therapy's gonna help. But the bottom line is, it's a self-assessment. I had to take a self-assessment. She helped me. My word wasn't my bond. My intentions weren't right. When I took it, I didn't plan on returning it back, but I thank God now. I try to walk in credibility, integrity, and a positive attitude. Don't you all know? You think a frown is contagious. Have you ever walked past someone, I don't care how mean and mad they were, you smile, it changes their entire countenance? You all, people notice. I have had people that come up to me in grocery stores and say, you seem like such a nice person. I was like, well, where were you standing? People are watching integrity, they're watching your credibility, and they're definitely watching your positive attitude or your lack of a positive attitude. Seize the moment. Each day is an opportunity to start all over again. It took me 10 years to publish Dear Success Seeker. It was hard, and sometimes you have to regroup. You have to, take time off. But don't give up. Change is good. Sometimes you just have to find a different route, turn around, and continue your journey to seeking and finding success. One of my favorite poems is, and it ends with this, and I meant to bring a copy of it just in case I didn't remember it. But if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you lose, you lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a fella's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You got to think high to rise. You got to be sure of yourself before you ever can win the prize. Life battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later the one who wins is the person who knows they can. That's not to say you're not going to get tired. That's not to say you're not going to get discouraged. We all talk about challenges of women in Christian education leadership. It's not going to say you're not going to faint. But the good news is the Bible tells us, but they who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. But even if you do faint, even after your strength is renewed, he give a power to the faint, so he still will bring you through. I like this. Just finish the race and be able to say, I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Jesus Christ, has called us. How many of you all want to finish the race? How many of you want the prize? Amen. And this is one of my favorite, and it's the seventh one. Strive for excellence. Determine what you want from life, how you plan to get it, and the necessary changes to make success happen. And this is a continuous process. But I came up with my personal philosophy as it pertains to excellence. No one is perfect, but strive for perfection. I tell people, strive for perfection in the small things. If you send an email, do spell check. It's a simple process that takes an extra 3 seconds. You know, it's just the little things that we pay attention to. I know someone said don't sweat the small stuff, but pay attention to the small stuff and strive for excellence. If you can prepare to be excellent, then you can expect excellence. As a man soweth, so shall he reap. If you're not prepared to be excellent, you're probably not operating in a spirit of excellence. For example, when I was doing my PowerPoint, I didn't realize when I sent it to another computer, the margins was off. And one of your handout, the celebrate successes, is off, and really it's driving me crazy. But the good thing is, I strive for excellence. It wasn't perfect, but I strive for excellence. And this is the last one I have. A person that strives for excellence does not settle for what it would do. They focus on how can I do it better. In other words, it's just not good enough. And again, the cycle of success is a continuous process of planning for success, implementing success strategies, evaluating success outcomes, and applying success lessons. And once you have tapped into each and every one of these 7 tips, then inevitably you will achieve success. You know, I opened it up with 3 John, that should be 2:1. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. But let me end it with Jeremiah 29:11, and this is the New International Version. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. And then inevitably, as not only women, as not only Christians and women in Christian education leadership, you will be able to celebrate your successes. And in doing so, remember that happiness keeps you sweet, trials keep you strong, sorrows keep you human, failures keep you humble, success keeps you growing, but only God keeps you going. and to do more as you all move forward to be more successful in both your natural and your spiritual walks. Do more than talk, walk. Do more than preach, practice. Do more than think, ponder. Do more than sympathize, empathize. Do more than rebuke, set an example. Do more than criticize, praise. And when it's all said and done, do more than dream, make it a reality. Thank you, and I think I beat my time by 5 minutes. Thank you, and actually with 5 minutes, if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them again. Make sure Sister Divine is going to be in the back. If you want a copy of Dear Success Seeker going out, I'll be glad to personally sign it for you. And it's not so much just supporting each other. The book will be a blessing to you. But before I sit down, does anybody have a pressing question? Again, God bless and continue spreading the love. Amen.